Saving the Union will be a defining challenge of Boris Johnson's administration. Make no mistake, it is an existential threat to his premiership. To allow part of the country to break away under his watch would, in short, be a disaster. If he fails, he'll be cast as the man who clawed back UK sovereignty from Brussels, only to lose the country itself. In Scotland, the Holyrood elections on May the 6th are pivotal. The Scottish Nationalist Party is standing on a ticket for a second independence referendum, following Brexit and a surge in support for the Yes campaign. Polling in the first couple of months this year suggested the Scottish Government was most likely going to be led by the SNP, with the majority on a knife edge. However, Alex Salmond has thrown a political grenade into the campaign by announcing the formation of ALBA, a new nationalist party. While it's too early to predict how much support this new party will gather, Nicola Sturgeon will be wary of ALBA splitting the SNP vote. But if nationalists of any stripe win a majority, the Prime Minister will face extreme pressure to approve a new referendum vote. So far, he's resisted calls, ruling out a second referendum for any time in the foreseeable future. He argues that it would be reckless to hold a poll that would endanger the UK's influence on the world stage.
How can the SNP say that a referendum is the priority to them? It's the last thing they need right now.
The SNP has hit back by publishing a draft bill for a fresh referendum, which insists that the timing of any fresh poll will be for the next Scottish Parliament to decide. Of course, an extreme option remains a wildcat referendum. This would be where nationalists push on with a poll despite the approval of the UK government. Without legal legitimacy, turnout could possibly be low, but it would nonetheless plunge the UK into constitutional crisis.
This is not the moment, frankly, for division or distraction.
So what is the Prime Minister's plan to save the Union? For a start, he's chairing a new Union-focused cabinet committee to shape the strategy for preventing the breakup of the UK. He's also examining how new post-Brexit spending powers could allow the UK government to intervene in areas that are devolved and currently controlled by the SNP administration. Ministers have already announced more than £1 billion of spending in Scotland over the next decade, which can be credited to the UK government. Cash from this Levelling Up fund is likely to be visibly stamped with the Union flag. Whether this approach helps voters realise the real-world benefits of the Union is yet to be seen, however. Sceptics will warn that EU funding channelled into poorer and rural areas of the UK did not stop many beneficiaries voting heartily for Brexit. Other cabinet ministers are also pitching in with ideas to strengthen ties across the Union. Commons leader Jacob Rees-Mogg has proposed that MPs could sit for a fortnight in Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland every September. The Prime Minister is a proponent of turbocharged decentralisation. In recent weeks, he has announced the transfer of 500 extra Foreign Office jobs to Scotland. While there are plenty of proposals being put forth, the execution of a coherent union strategy looks more doubtful, in part because the PM appears to lack the personnel to preside over it. In recent months, he has lost 2 successive chief union advisors amid reports of bitter infighting between factions in Number 10. Even friendly critics complain that there is a lack of expertise and deep experience in union affairs at the heart of Downing Street. Senior Tory sources also warn that Boris Johnson himself is a gift to the nationalists. Posh, irreverent, and quintessentially English, he is easy to frame as a villain. Some warn that a softly approach on the Union, downplaying issues and Scottish nationalism is the best approach. Others insist that nothing less than radicalism will suffice. The Telegraph's Nick Timothy calls for a fully fledged federal model. This would see a central UK government look after core functions. Unsurprisingly, perhaps, Nicola Sturgeon has seized on the chaos, revelling in what she has called disunity in the Union unit, as she suggested that Westminster was in despair over the threadbare case for the Union. While Boris Johnson's government has had cause to breathe a sigh of relief over the shenanigans splitting the Scottish nationalist movement in recent weeks, the threat of separatism is now taken seriously in Downing Street. But tokenism and gestures will not be sufficient alone. The Union is going to be a crucial theme of Boris Johnson's premiership, and he knows he faces an uphill struggle to save it.